Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Fallout London. Well, last time, we saved a couple of German ghouls from a sentient philosophical bomb. Okay, that was a bit of an odd mission now I think about it, yes. And today, right, I think we need to turn our attention to our good friend Mountbatten, who apparently is on the verge of feralization. And before he goes, he wants to complete his bucket list. So naturally, we're going to be jumping straight into that. Though, I suspect this might get a bit, sad by the end. It's also possibly of note that, yes, I'm also working with Angel at the same time. And one of Angel's experiments is the deferalization of ghouls. Which, fine, isn't entirely complete yet, but they were making good progress. I really feel like I should mention this to Mountbatten. Okay, we're starting off nice and simple. He wants to go to Westminster and buy a very fancy drink. Okay, I can't help but be a tiny bit concerned that, yes, when he says fancy drink, this drink might be really, really cocking expensive because the pub he wants me to go to, yeah, it's literally round the corner from Parliament. So, oh, this is going to be a pricey drink. Okay, good sir. I'm looking for some Sippersons, please.
Don't have it.
Okay, that's not a promising start, to be honest. So, before we get down to bribery, let's just, ask some follow-up questions.
The place that made them closed up years back. They're not making them anymore.
Right. So, sounds like, okay, there's quite a few ways we might be able to resolve this situation. So, we can just say, sorry Arthur, there's no gin, or we could buy, a pretty good gin, but that's really not in the spirit of things, okay? You can't just flipping give someone the next best option. We're gonna hunt down the real thing. Don't you worry, my friend. It doesn't matter how big the pile of corpses is, I'm gonna get you precisely what is on your bucket list. Here we go, the brewery is, yes, down in South London, just up the road from Oval, a small area I've not really bothered exploring so far, so, okay, probably the best place to start would be Imperial War Museum, then just, follow the road southwards, that looks like it shouldn't be too difficult to find. Oh, and I tell you what, while I'm literally walking past the Imperial War Museum, do not forget, we've still got the ongoing mission to gather all the lost plays of Shakespeare, and I'm pretty sure, there we go. We've got one right flipping here. And there we go, nice and easy up for grabs. Apparently the Tommies do not think this is particularly worthy of note. Beautiful. Oh, apparently someone did mind, because someone's just run up to me, but hilariously, with my agility, I could just yell, look over there, and then run for it, I assume.
Huh?
Okay, probably best we just go, Mountbatten, because I may have just caused some trouble with the Tommies. Okay, based on what just happened, yes, this might be a good time to just start sprinting off into the wilderness. But, can't help but notice that, yes, we've got ourselves a pub nearby. There's also a big Fesco and a lot of stuff, actually, so, right. This bit of London we've not been into yet. Apparently there's a fair whack going on here also. Okay. There's people here, but it's fifth column, and right now, yes, in this universe, I've not actually declared war on them just yet. I never joined them, but to date I've not assassinated Ivani, so they're not hostile by default. So okay, just mosey through the ruins, and there we go, we've got a pub. And by the looks of it, right. It's just, a bit of an old abandoned one. So be on the lookout. Might be bugs or zombies in here somewhere. There's definitely something, because I'm already in caution. So, right. Who precisely lives here right now? And the answer is leeches, including a legendary giant one. So, just to take you out, I do not like the leeches. They are weird and creepy. I do not appreciate them. So, okay. Flooded basement means leeches, check you, and... okay, bloodied meat hook can actually be quite fun under the right circumstances, but, yeah, I don't think we need that. Still, just a mosey in here, check for beer mat. Excuse me, sir, out of the way, please. Oh, and there she is, over on the other side. Good, 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 good. So, yeah, she was down here in the basement, and... addiction chance down. you know what? While I'm around Arthur, I do drink a lot, so you know, I'm not gonna say no. Best I can tell though, that's all we've got here, so, right. Pretty small pub, all things considered. Oh, though, blimey, stepping outside, right, the weather's, turned a bit, by the looks of it. And also, right. It would appear that there's some nasty folks somewhere around this bit of the world, so just to crit you in the head, my friend. I think the industrialists are squatting around Tesco, and irritatingly, yeah, the most direct route to the brewery would be straight through them, so, you know what, sure, you guys could just be some free XP for me today. Although, I'll tell you what, John, before you, like, you know, run past these guys too quickly, these are the ones who have got flamer fuel on them. Toss all of that together with the hands as a flamethrower over to Mountbatten, and okay, all of a sudden, you're gonna be kicking a lot of ass, my friend. Oh, blimey, speaking of which, right, we're also under attack. Okay, sorry, there were several more I hadn't killed yet by the looks of it. Right, let's just get the conch out of here before there's even more bloody trouble, so, okay. Past the gasworks, and by the looks of it, just skimming past some radioactive waste, potentially, yeah, we should be almost at the brewery. Here we go, this weather is not helping with navigation, but yeah, hop over the top, drop down, gin distillery. That sounds about right. Now that guy did say hooligans had taken this building, so generally, hooligans are not so bad. I'm going to say this is an excellent opportunity to, yeah, try out my new dagger. Though so far, yeah, just smaller rats. Nothing too dramatic here, but yeah, if I can get the first hit in, 10 times crit damage. Absolutely ludicrous, and you also need keys. Oh, now this is looking promising. Okay. Plenty of booze around here, and also, thanks to conveyor belts, possibly a bit of platforming needs to be done. So, mosey upwards, and hang about here. Yeah. There's booze somewhere around this bit of the world. We now have a quest marker for it. The problem being that's the same door that I saw right at the start. Hang on, was it in the very first room? Did I just walk straight past it? Oh, I may well have done. But if you climb to the top of, yeah, the room with the conveyor belts, there's a flipping coaster here. This place is, you know, considered a pub, just by virtue of having a lot of booze in it, I suppose. Grab the keys as well. I help myself to some money and ammo. Right, glad I bothered coming to the end of the dungeon. So, okay, that also lets me open up the shortcut back here, and there we go, Sipperson's gin. And here you go, good sir, I got you precisely the gin you wanted.
My God, you're amazing. Thank you so much for this. With that done, we move on to the next item on my list. This one requires some explanation. A long time ago, when I was starting my job as a data entry clerk, I sold a family locket handed down to me by my mother. I wrote down the name of the man whom I sold it to, because I knew I wanted to buy it back the instant I was financially stable. That's what we're going to do. Buy back my family locket. The man's name was Drood.
Okay. But if that was just when you were starting your career, and you were saying you did your job for like over a century, I mean, that locket may be long gone, as indeed it might be Drood if he wasn't a ghoul. Here we go, on this occasion, yes, the chappie is just round the corner from Piccadilly Circus. And there we go, Mr. Drood is indeed a ghoul, spot on. So, right, sir, we need to chat about a locket.
Come on down to Drood's Dudes and Doodads. How may I help you?
Okay, that's some good sales patter right there. I like you, Mr. Drood. And just out of interest, does the name Arthur Mountbatten mean anything to you?
Sure I do. Stuck-up ghost fella. Sold me his family locket. Why, you interested in it? Pretty unique. Gonna cost you a lot of dosh. 2,500 tickets, I suppose.
Okay, well, one, not sure why I just called him a ghost. Possibly he meant ghoul, that could have been a mistake. Two, right, feels to me like there might be a deal we can do here.
This ought to be good. All right, tell me why I shouldn't fleece you for all you got, mate.
So, okay, we've got, oh dear. If I was strong enough, I could intimidate him. And something else in exchange. Right, here we go. There might be another solution here.
You know what? That sounds like a good idea. How about, instead of giving me 2,500 tickets, you give me 2,501 tickets? Yeah, get fucked, mate. And go get me that money.
Okay, I feel like Mr. Drood doesn't want to negotiate. Got it. And opening a fire in the middle of Piccadilly when there's, you know, various police around here. That probably wouldn't go down well either, so... you know what? Sure, I'm happy to pay the money if there isn't a more elegant solution.
Holy shit, thank you very fucking much. Here, take the bloody locket. Tell that ghoul thanks for being a sod and having rich friends. I'm rich. I'm rich.
Okay, so I definitely just got hugely ripped off there. Gotcha. Well, you know what? It's all for a good cause, because I like you, Arthur. You're great. Here's the lockets.
Yes, that's it. That's my mother's locket. It looks exactly the same as the day I sold it. Thank you, my friend. If we were to stop right here and forget the rest of my list, I'd still be eternally grateful for what you've done. Now, for the next item on my list. I always fancied myself a bit of a philanthropist. Giving back is perhaps one of the most important things a man can do with their time on Earth. And ever since I heard about the Tommy expansion in Brixton... Brickton. In the papers, I knew there was one thing I wanted to do. I want to build a water well for the people of Brixton. As a Westminster resident, I feel partially responsible for the contamination in the area. I have an old workmate named Graham who went to go live there. He might be able to help us with this matter. We should find him. And of course, it isn't real philanthropy if I don't put some tickets forward, so here, most of my remaining finances.
Okay. 250 tickets. I just spent 2.5 grand on the locket here. I feel like it's gonna cost more than 250 tickets, Arthur. Like, potentially a lot more. Okay, back to good old Brighton, though... yeah, on this occasion, we're not actually in Brighton itself. We're just beyond the abandoned Tommy camp, so... right. Graham, my friend. Who are you, what's your interest in this, and what precisely can you do to help us?
As I live and breathe Arthur Mountbatten, and I can see you've brought a friend with you. I am Graham Parker. A pleasure to meet you. What brings you two to this little side of paradise?
Okay, we want to build a well, though... yeah, I can't deny, Graham. You're rather, like, smartly dressed for Brickton, whose leader, just as a reminder, does wander around in his underwear. So, yes, in general, they don't really go for, like, bow ties and whatnots.
I mainly work on ensuring that Brickton gets all the supplies and resources it needs to survive. It takes quite a lot to keep a place like this well-fed, but I'm doing my part.
So, okay, you're basically a trader. Gotcha. And yeah, what's your connection to my friend Arthur?
We used to work side by side. Literally, my cubicle was right next to his cubicle. Hard not to become friends when you're that close to someone.
Oh. Possibly you weren't supplying a Brickton. You were supplying the Tommies, given, yes, it sounds like this was the Gentry operation. So, right, you were handling, you know, logistics for the Tommy army that was here. Gotcha! Still, let's get down to business here. We need to build a well, my friends.
Ah, I see. So it's finally happened. Arthur has told me quite a lot about his to-do list. And this well in particular. But I'm afraid it won't be as easy as he made it seem. You see, money alone won't save the world. With a small investment of 250 tickets, I can build a temporary well. It won't be perfect, hell, it won't even be that good, but it will help. If you get me 500 tickets, I'll be able to build a better temporary well. It'll help more people, but again, it'll be temporary, not made to last, you see. For us to truly help Brickton, we'd need someone to go to the nearby abandoned construction site and collect a few materials for us. Someone like, well, you and Arthur.
Okay, so even if I try and throw money at this problem, it's not actually going to fix it. It'll be a temporary solution. We want a permanent one. So, okay. Building materials are, yeah, just barely up the road, which makes me incredibly suspicious because we are right next to Wimbledon Park Lake. And I was saying this entire time, hey, it's weird there's no Wombles in Wimbledon. Now I'm being sent to, yeah, a suspiciously nearby building site to grab some materials, which seems far too easy, so, okay, get out the good shotgun, I do not trust this. Okay, no sign of trouble yet. There's a robot up there, right, the robot is hostile, so be careful of you, but it can't just be one robot. There's got to be more here than that, though. Okay, there are several robots, that's true, and okay. They can take a shot from my instigating a shotgun. That is, yeah, not nothing. So, take you out, my friend. 2 bullets put you down. Beautiful. Still, first 3 go down. No trouble yet. Those over here. Grab the materials. That hasn't put me over weight capacity. Something glowing over there. I think it's actually just a sign. Okay, I'm still highly suspicious. This was too easy. Seriously, why are there no Wombles in Wimbledon? It's like the one place there should be Wombles. This is really weird, Fallout London.
Fantastic work! This is outstanding. No, this is revolutionary. You've single-handedly changed the game. Tell Arthur that the Mountbatten well will be built here in Brickton, and that he has found his perfect philanthropic match in you.
The materials were literally 100 meters in that direction. I feel like you are overselling what I just did. And oh my goodness, the well actually exists. Is there like a tiny plaque or something? I really hope there's a tiny plaque. Okay, I can't see a plaque, but bare minimum, test the water. I'm gonna be honest, it's a tiny bit radioactive. Which will be okay for Arthur, because he's a ghoul, but also the stuff like growing in the well. Okay, don't mention it's radioactive, because I would kind of like, you know, ruin this for him. So, yes, it's a good well. It's full of purified water that definitely won't kill the people of Brickton.
That well isn't just a symbol of hope, my friend. It's an enduring monument to our partnership, and what happens when great minds work together. Although the well bears my name, equal credit belongs to you. Now, it's time for the last item on my list. And this one is perhaps the most difficult to bear with. I need you to help me find my parents' burial place. I don't remember where it is anymore. I don't remember if I ever knew. But not a day goes by where I don't ponder about it, especially as I have begun to forget almost everything I knew about them. We should start with the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Perhaps they'll have a clue there. Or perhaps I should find a new way to say goodbye. Do keep in mind, we might dabble in some trespassing. It'd be wise to keep our wits about us.
And okay, we're kicking off in, yes, a new building we've not been into right here in Westminster. Pretty much just down the road from 10 Downing Street, in fact. So, okay. Like Arthur was saying, we may now be breaking into certain facilities where we're not supposed to be. Oh, it is interesting, by the way. Just passing by 10 Downing Street, I do not recall if this was here last time I was passing by. Dear concerned citizen, in preparation for the upcoming election, the government has ceased a regular operation. Please leave relevant documents and correspondence for the next administration at the doorstep. So okay. I swear that was not here last time I passed by. And that's opened up a new miscellaneous mission, which appears to be located, yeah, just over the water of St. James's Park, so... Okay, not sure I just stumbled across there. Don't worry about it for now. We're right next to, yes, the Foreign Office. Stay focused on that for the time being, so... Okay. You, sir, the Foreign Office. No, you're just a fake door that doesn't exist. A dear flipping dear. Right, 39 in that direction must mean, yeah, it's the other side of the street round here. I feel like this is the same building. I'm just approaching it from the other side, but apparently the back door just isn't a real door. So, right, if we're lucky, that looks like a real door. Much better. And okay, this building isn't abandoned. It may possibly still be in use because we've got actual police in here. So, okay, by the looks of it, yeah, we need to find our way upstairs. So, mostly about, there we go. That's a staircase. That brings us in the right direction. But okay, I'm suspicious of how big this location is and how many people there are who have got guns and whatnot. Like, I feel like sooner or later this is potentially going to go wrong. Still, no one's yelling at me yet, so okay, we're now on the right floor. Mosey in this direction. And okay, there's a filing cabinet back here. And there we go, Arthur's file.
There it is. My file. Let me take a look at it. Hackney. Yes. Yes, it
Maybe
rings a
I'll
bell.
visit outside the
A
walls
faint
sometime.
one, but
See
there
how the other half
nonetheless.
live.
Perhaps they have a records room we can peruse.
Okay, he definitely said Hackney. You also started talking for some reason, but okay. Recreate the funeral ceremony, so okay, basically admit we can't find the parents' grave, so instead do like, you know, a symbolic second burial, just help him find peace or whatnot. Alternatively, yeah, search through local records and see what we can find. Oh, better, right. The location we're searching through, it's a hospital. And I've been through here before. When I was like, you know, moseying around looking for glowing fungus and whatnot, this was one of the buildings I searched. So, okay, I've already been to that location. I know what's going on. But, while I'm actually in Hackney, someone in the comments did suggest to me it might actually be possible for me to complete Choose Life. The mission that sort of bugged out because, yes, the quest marker just kept saying, hey, give Pete the soba, even though I'd already given Pete the soba, because the problem might have been someone else in the room was trying to speak to me. And unless you actually, you know, turn and face them, the dialogue options don't show up. So, this mission might actually be able to proceed. Right, Pete, old buddy, old pal, I know it's been several weeks, sorry about that, but I'm back, and hopefully this time, yes, we can, like, sort this out a bit. So, okay. You're still here. Quest marker still saying I ought to speak to him. This guy still dead on the floor. Okay. There was someone who, like, you know, ran in and... It was you! Right! Person in the comments, you were correct! So, okay. It turns out, several weeks ago, there was an attack by the Miller's man. So, okay, it's time to go and bash some skulls in. Hopefully the skulls are still there, because as I say, this was all several weeks ago.
Where's Miller now?
The houses have fallen. They're inside Oberon. Plus Glam and Mab House. They're everywhere in Corridor Street.
We fight.
Okay, I just completed Choose Life and possibly began a different mission that needs to be, like, you know, ultimately wrapped up. So, okay, Pete, we actually get to give you a happy ending. Assuming you, like, don't die in the upcoming fight or whatnot. Okay, so this is just hilarious. Lost and won. The follow-up mission appears to have immediately broken just after we finally fixed a Choose Life. Because now if I speak to, Pete Davis, the options are goodbye or goodbye.
See ya, mate.
You know what? The game says go to Corridor Street. Maybe if I just go there, the rounders will, like, catch up in a minute or something. Nope, there's no enemies here. Despite what Wrench just said, though... Okay. There is a locked door down here these days. Oh, that's just Manchester Mike's office. That's fine. He just locked up on his way out. Gotcha. Well, maybe someone in the comments will know how to fix this. So, okay, let's get back to, you know, Arthur Mountbatten, given we now know where we're going locally. So, here we go, moseying northwards in Hackney, and as I say, yes, I've been in here, and hopefully, if we're lucky, that might mean the local enemies are already nice and dead. Oh, they're not dead. The robots are back up and about, but yes, 'tis Protectrons, who are pretty on the slow side, and yeah, they've only got melee attacks. They shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. Okay, I think I know where we need to go, through here. But the doors are barred, so, right, we need to find a way to loop around, and once again, there's a lot of bloody robots in here, so, okay. Master lockpicking might be enough to get me straight in. But I can't actually do that, so okay. Try moseying upstairs, and yeah, now I know where we need to go. Possibly I need to drop in from above, or need to find a key. So here we go. If I go to the top of these stairs and then take a left in this direction, there's also... right, there's also ghouls. Okay, guys. You could just be on a fire, that's fine. But yeah, by the looks of it, I might be able to drop down behind the locked door if I just go to the end of this here room. So keep that scanning for more ghouls, etc, etc. It's definitely, yeah, more around here somewhere. Okay, no other holes I can see. So right, drop down here. And I think we're more or less where we want to be. Question is, how are we going to get back out again once we're done? Because there's definitely, no, not the right office. This one's a bit better, mind. Guys, just to be on a fire, if you'd be so kind, lovely, just take them out as they are running at me. Beautiful. You know, it did just strike me when we're here to, like, gather records and whatnot. We probably shouldn't be tossing Molotovs into the record room. Like, that could potentially go a bit, wrong. But, by the looks of it, okay, computer records, potentially. So, here we go, a few bits and pieces. But what we're looking for is the Mountbattens. Okay, buried at New Chapel Cemetery alongside her spouse. So, okay, we don't need to find his information, because, yeah, find her grave, we'll find his as well.
Is this true? New Chapel Cemetery. That's... we have to go there. If it's where I think it is, then we're both in for a surprise.
Okay, that was a bit ominous. Would you like to, like, you know, provide any more detail? Because, oh dear. I've seen churches before with ghouls in the churchyards. We're about to be fighting your parents, Mountbatten, because that is not where I was expecting this to go, potentially. Actually, you know what? It can't be that bad, because, yeah, that's Shoreditch Church right here. Like, there can't be that many ghouls around there, because, you know, the rounders with their guns on patrol, they'd have taken them out. So, okay. What's the surprise that Mountbatten's hinting at in that case? So here we go, just straight down the road, pass by all of the lovely roundel space, etc, etc. Yeah, it should be literally right here, just down the road from where we just were. So, okay. Eyes open. Ready for potentially trouble.
I can't believe we're here. Look around. This isn't far from where we met. To that sign I was hanging from. And here they are. Mildred and Frederick. Yes, I remember. My father's friends called him Freddy. I remember that now. I never thought I'd remember. Mother, father. Hi. It's Arthur. It's been so long since we talked. Almost 200 years. Oh yes, your son's almost thrice as old as you two were. Just being here, it's all coming back to me. Well, not all. I don't think my brain could handle all that joy. Ma? Da? I'm forgetting. One day, I'll forget who I am. But it's all right. Because I found a friend. Someone to make new memories with. Oh, God, Da. Remember that time at the beach? You saved up for 2 weeks to take us there. And all I could talk about was how much I wanted that bloody new toy car. I wouldn't shut up about it. And you looked so mad, but so happy. I was what, 10? I was a little pest. And you loved me. You both did. I remember it, Da. I remember you. Goodbye. I love you. Were you just staring at me that whole time? God.
Okay, I'm happy for you, Arthur. I'm glad that you got to have this moment before you go.
That means a lot to me. That was it. The last item on the list. It's all finished. But there is one last thing I want to do with you. Come and watch the sun set with me. I'll tell you why once we're there.
Okay, one final tiny objective. We need to go and see the sunset, and presumably, you mean somewhere in particular. Oh, I see. He wants to, yes, be nearby to the well he just set up. We're going to be, pretty much right next to it by the looks of it. So, okay. Apparently he's got two very particular seats in mind, staring out over the water here in Wimbledon.
Here we are. Our final stop in this little farewell tour. Except I'm not saying goodbye, but rather hello to a new day. How do you feel now that we've finished my little to-do list?
Okay, I don't mean to nitpick here, Arthur, but if you wanted to, not say goodbye, but instead say hello to a new day, shouldn't we be doing this at, sunrise, not sunset? Jess, we don't get to, try and look for rewards or anything. We're just going to keep the focus on Arthur. This isn't about me, this is about him.
Grateful, satisfied, and so much more. There's so much to see and to talk about as well. The reason I brought you here was to thank you. Think about everything you've done for me. You went through God knows what to obtain a rare bottle of Sipperson's gin. You returned my family locket to its rightful owner. But after, you made your way through hell to build a permanent well for the people of Brickton. Subsequently providing me with the closure I've sought after all those years by finding my parents' graves. All things considered, you didn't just accomplish my to-do list. You became more than just a friend. You became family. I love you, my friend. Please accept these 3 gifts from the bottom of my heart. My Webley, my last Westminster salary, rightfully yours.
And alright, I get myself a reward, and that's a bleeding service revolver. I mean, okay, arguably bleeding is better on a faster firing weapon, but bleeding is just one of the best legendary effects full stop, because nothing resists it. So thank you, Arthur. That's a very nice gift.
And this, my bowler hat. I know it's not much, but perhaps it will remind you of me, even when I am long gone. After all, that's what we are. Memories. So let's make some great ones. Together.
Alright, and with that done, the writing on the wall is complete. Do you know what, Arthur? You do know me very well, because, obviously, for me, there is no greater gift I could receive than a bloody unique special hat. Endurance and luck. That is a fascinating thing to put on a hat right there, though... Okay. Not 100% sure that, yeah, that can possibly replace my existing hat, because the Brickton Shadow... Agility and perception. Those are just amazing stats for my build to have. But obviously, we are keeping this as a memento. And I suspect, yes, we might want to keep Arthur around a bit longer anyway, because, unless I've missed something, I don't think we've actually got his unique special perk yet. Because, yeah, we've got Archie's perk, and Kira's, but I do not see Arthur's just yet. And you know what? That's fine. I am very, very happy to have Arthur travelling around with me a bit more, because he's delightful. And I'm also very, very glad this is how that mission just ended, because I can't deny, I was a tiny bit worried when he said, hey, come join me in this remote location at sunset, that the final objective was going to be kill Arthur. Like, he wanted to go up by my hand rather than actually becoming a feral. But luckily that wasn't where this went. He just wanted to be nice and say thank you and give me a hat. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Fallout London. Still, I'd say having completed that lovely mission, how about we call it a part there? But next time... Right, me and Arthur need to go on more adventures because, despite what I've just done, it would appear that if I just keep drinking in front of him, he might like me even more. And I think I know precisely what adventure we want to go on. Because, you see, one of the other plays I need to collect for the Shakespeare mission is right here in Bromley. And I explored Bromley a bit the last time I was passing by, but we also had to eventually run away, because it got a bit nasty and I wasn't ready for it yet. Well, now I think I very much am, and that's not the only reason I want to go to Bromley. Though I don't specifically have a mission for it, NPCs have been saying on multiple occasions, hey, have you heard about that talking tree that exists somewhere in Bromley? And on top of that, yes, the same people who were saying, John, make sure you don't miss out on the German submarine business, that's kinda cool, they've also been suggesting in the comments that maybe, just maybe, I ought to explore Bromley a little bit more thoroughly. So, there's definitely some cool stuff floating around this bit of the world, and next week, we're going in to see if we can find it. So hopefully, you join me for that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Fallout London. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Ah, we have got a gate key here, and then we have got... I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake! This is going to take all of my skill and cunning as a hunter to sort out... Die, you mooing bastards! Die! Die! Go away. Go away, nobody likes you. That was a good idea till it wasn't.